Howdy, partners, and welcome back to the show. Welcome back to RAMBOMANIA. Damn, it's been like a week since I uploaded a video, and it feels like it's been forever. Just forever. So tonight's show is actually pretty interesting. It's something we're going to touch up more upon later on in season 4. But I couldn't wait that long to start addressing it, so I felt like the best time, sorry, to do that would be now. It's a great little topic. It's a great little episode called Save Our Souls, David Morrell, which is about the Rambo IV novelization. Why there wasn't one, or why, how could that be? Feels like I'm giving a PSA, like a public service announcement. Yeah, so I just wanted to take time out now to dedicate this episode to David Morrell. Because I find it's an urgent matter for season 4, but it has to be brought up now. And that's the situation, that there's no novelization for Rambo IV. David, if you're listening, I'm like a huge fan. You should do one anyway, You should just do one anyway. I'd buy it. I'd read it in a heartbeat. Oh boy. I mean, people would read it. Because it would be freaking awesome. Anywho, I should get into maybe a little bit of a backstory of why I wanted to talk about this. It is because I didn't even know there was novelizations for Rambo 2 and Rambo 3 until I decided to do, the research for the show, which was almost 2 weeks before it began. I thought I knew as much as I needed to know, but I learned so much more, and I'm so thankful that I went back and revisited, all the info that I looked up, because it just brought new light and new love for the character, for the books, for the films, etc., etc. So it was almost 2 weeks before the show began. I decided to do that, and I pretty much got the books the same day. And at that point, I was halfway through reading First Blood for the third time for this review, like the Blood 72 review I'm doing currently. I literally, it was Halloween, or around Halloween, and I was putting up the series teaser, and I started, a day or two before that, started the reading First Blood. Got halfway through the book with all the notes I wanted to take and everything. Found out about the Rambo 2 and 3 novelizations. Read half of each one in 2 days. Then, after that, came back and read the rest of First Blood. And wow, it's just, whoa, it's a crazy ride of a book it is. And you would have to be crazy, pretty loco, not to want to read this book, or the other two for that matter, or the essay, especially if you're a Rambo fan, because it's just, wow, words can't describe. It's I don't know. It's the equivalent of Zen, almost orgasmic, but has no real physical center, so it can't be called orgasmic. Anyway, so I got the 2 other books pretty much on the spot, like as soon as I learned about them, which is kind of funny, anyway. So I literally read half of each book in 2 days. In 2 sittings, first sitting I did one half of 2, and Actually, I did 3 first. I read 3 first, and then the second day I read half of the Rambo II novelization. And I'm gonna, continue them soon. Finish them off for the upcoming seasons. And next week I'll start the post for the second half of First Blood, which is the whole third act we're gonna do. But in reading the sequel and trilogy piece novelizations, I couldn't help but wonder what a Rambo IV novelization would have read like. So far the trilogy of books is just, taking me on this all new type of emotional journey, and living lost in this world of pages, and I just don't want to stop. And it's sad to put the book down when I finish my reading session, each time I read, or whichever day it is. And it's even sadder knowing that soon I'll be finished them both, So, I guess I'm going to have to kind of live in the moment while I can. My days of this newfound joy are limited for the, first time of reading. Because it's a really cool experience, with a little twist from the first book that I won't give away just yet. You can watch the review for that. I picked up, the book again for the third time reading it. Actually, the second half of it, because I read the first half of it when I was prepping the review, and I just finished off the other half this week. So we're gonna jump into that next with the essay he wrote, this brilliant essay piece on the story behind the story, called Rambo and Me by David Morrell. I think 2000. I think. So it saddened me that there was no Rambo IV novelization. Yeah, it just, because he does a lot of trippy things in the book, like, because they're novelizations of the movie, and they're different from the movies. All the books are different from the movies. But the Rambo, for example, the Rambo and Rambo 3 and 2 novelizations has flashbacks from the First Blood novel instead of flashbacks from the First Blood movie. And it's cool, they play up on it in 3 for 2 also. So I'm really looking forward to finishing off both of those books. I'll probably actually go back to the beginning and read them all the way through again. And I just can't help but wonder what the Burma Rambo from Rambo IV, how he would reflect back to stuff from the First Blood novel and the Rambo of the Apes and Rambo of Arabia novelizations, having it, there be such a big amount of time between these 2 points in the timeline. So I just can't help but wonder how great that would be. I'm sure there would be so much depth, because Stallone really says a lot with his face without having to talk, and we kind of get a peek behind that curtain to what's in his head in the books. So there's just so much going on with his character in 4 that, even though eloquently we can see kind of what his views are, I bet that the books would just, a book for Rambo 4 would be just such an amazing psychological twisted treat. So, this episode is for David Morrell. Please, 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 please write a Rambo IV novelization. You know, maybe as like a pet project or like a short novella or something. That would be great. I would really love to see that. That would be like a dream come true. If that came out, I would be like, wow. I could just imagine what the 50 caliber scene would be like, or the throat ripping, or the, you know, arrow. Sorry, the arrows. You know, the guy falls on a landmine, kaboom. But just, you know, I'm sure he could add so much more depth to Sarah and the missionaries, and, you know, when that guy turns at the end, like the lead missionary guy, Sarah's fiance, finally kills that other soldier, and he kind of figures out what it's about, you know, like, when you're put in that situation, you or die, and, you know, he did it even though he didn't want to do it. Just that David Morrell, has such a brilliant way of describing scenarios. How to really get into the mind and really, like, perplex the reader and making it, you know, understandable, just and vain, and it's just incredible. His ability to bring you into a world you thought you knew and just open it up like that, bam, on a whole new level. And wow, it just, I don't know. It just doesn't get old. You know, you can read it over and over. It just doesn't get old. It's great. And I love it. And it's inspired me so much. And yeah, so thank you, David. Thank you, Mr. Morrell. More than you will ever know. But yeah, I would love to see further adventures of Rambo on the page. You know, or maybe even a prequel to First Blood 1972. Imagine that, like the upbringing of Rambo and everything. That would be good. So, on that note, next up is Blood 72 review, Act 3 of David Morrell's classic debut novel, First Blood from 1972. And then after that, we're going to look at the essay. And we're going to look at a couple of other really great things after that, before the season's out. Unfortunately, the season, I'm not going to make the deadline I wanted for the season 2 premiere. It's going to be stretched out probably till, like, just after the holidays, just before the new year, probably around my birthday. So, but you know what? It's not a bad thing, because I got 3 times the amount of episodes I was originally planning to do for season 1, and it's just been a dream, a fun dream, you know, to do this. And I'm so happy, and I'm so in love with the project, and I can't wait to share more with you. So, I'll see you guys at the next video, which will be the continuation of the novel. So, have a great day, everybody, and lots of love, and see you soon. Bye.